Welcome everybody to Universal Truth of Mankind, Kabbalah 201, and I'm your host, Dave. As always, please like and share these videos. I don't expect any money, any membership. I simply share. Number two, I am on Rumble and YouTube, so please subscribe to both if you haven't. That way it ensures you that the videos will be somewhere, well, reasonably somewhere for you to find them if one platform goes down. Okay, so let's, I gotta remind myself what I'm talking about here. Oh, yes. We're surrounded by nature here. Now, what is nature? Nature is what we can perceive with our five senses. Um, Nature is the trees, the birds, the animals, the soil, the everything we can, like I said, five senses. Everything you hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. Those are our five, that's nature. So we had to ask, because I mean, there's a lot of talk about we're living in an illusion. We're living in a matrix. Now, of course, when we say matrix, we immediately think good and bad. Where we in simulation, we think of, oh, we're actually in control. Those are two different aspects. At least that's my takeaway from the two. So you had to ask yourself, okay, well, God obviously permitted us to have nature here, this perception that we're in. So what's its purpose? Its purpose is to teach us. Teach us what? Well, it's interesting that the word Elohim and or I guess, Elohim for God and the word for nature, Hateva, I believe that's the pronunciation, had the same numerical value, 86. So the Creator permitted us to have this perception before us to learn from. What does it teach us? Well, it indicates there's a higher consciousness. It indicates that there's a higher level of thought of consciousness. There's a spirituality out there. So by looking at nature, we can deduce that there is an energetic aspect of creation. There's also a metaphysical aspect of creation. And that there is a spiritual aspect of creation, and there is the creator aspect of creation. We know there's four different worlds of creation. And that's what it's here for, is to teach us these things. If you look at a tree and go, oh, that belongs to this family. Oh, that tree belongs to that family. And you walk away and you learn nothing, then you're not using nature properly. You should be, I know for myself, I'm dyslexic, so I perceive things pictorially and I look for patterns. So when I look at a tree, I see patterns. And then I look at another tree, I see another pattern. And I see patterns that are connected to the two. And yet, because the patterns are slightly different, I know there's a pattern up here that also has to connect these patterns. You see what's happening? It's like a step on the ladder. I can say, oh, there is something up there. And I can keep going up. When I was younger, one last thought, I went to college and um, one of my classes, there was a bunch of us reading a particular book by James Gleach about chaos, the new science. And in there, we learned from the book, I highly recommend the book. We learned that if everything that looks like chaos, if you just go up a rung on the ladder and look down, chaos now has a pattern to it, a recognizable pattern. And as soon as you lose when you start adding information and you lose the pattern, you have to go up another rung and look down, and then the pattern will become clear to you. And that's the way I use nature. Hope that helps. Have a great day, everybody. Shalom, shalom.